What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another movie. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the latest film to be directed by David Yates and star Alexander Skarsgård. I'm just going to give you the pros, cons, final score, tell you whether or not you should go check this out in theaters, wait for rental, or maybe just never see this movie at all. Here's my non-spoiler review for The Legend of Tarzan. So this film stars Alexander Skarsgård, Margot Robbie, Samuel L. Jackson, and Christoph Waltz. So Alexander Skarsgård plays Tarzan. So almost for the past decade, Tarzan has been living with his wife Jane, played by Margot Robbie, in Victorian England. While Leon Rom, played by Christoph Waltz, ends up making this deal with this ancient tribe that he will capture the so-called myth, the legend, Tarzan, for some jewels. First off, one of the best things about this film is Samuel L. Jackson. He is the comedic relief in this film. He plays a man named George Washington Williams, which the reason why it's so good is that Samuel L. Jackson plays his character very calmly. Now, this film cost around $180 million to make. While most of the effects were very disappointing, some effects were okay. I get it, this film can't be The Jungle Book. But somehow you would expect, with $180 million, that the effects would just be a teeny tiny more polished. Especially since we're in 2016. Now, Alexander Skarsgård was a good Tarzan, but definitely he captures the look of Tarzan. Now again, Christoph Waltz plays the villain in this film, which it seems that he always gets cast to play the villain. Now, the writing for Leon Rom wasn't the best. Leon Rom is a very cliched villain. But still seeing Christoph Waltz on the screen is entertaining, especially with the weapon he has. Now, one of the biggest problems about this film, for me, is the directing of the action. I wasn't a fan of how it was filmed, and to be totally honest, 50% of this movie is Tarzan getting his ass kicked, and 50% of him being a badass. Plus, there was a huge lack of action, since most of the action that's in the film has already been shown in the trailers. And the film definitely has pacing problems. I was already bored 15 minutes into the film. Now, I enjoy this actor very much, and I'm gonna butcher his name real quick, but Djimon Hounsou. He's come out in Guardians of the Galaxy. Who? He's come out in Wayward Pines. He comes out in a lot of small roles in big projects, and he's always underused. His character in this film literally gets 4 minutes of screen time, and it's very poorly written. 40% of this film feels like it's a sequel. It literally feels like there was a Tarzan with Alexander Skarsgård a few years ago, and this is the sequel. Again, the writing of the villains and his crew. His crew is pretty bad, and horrible dialogue and racist. Another big gripe for me is the flashbacks. I understand it's part of the origins for Tarzan, but please show the flashback in one scene. Don't go back to the flashbacks every 25 minutes. And again, most of the CGI effects were pretty disappointing. Sometimes when someone dies in this film, it feels meaningless. And do not get me wrong, I love Margot Robbie, but I don't feel it in this film with her. I don't know whether it was the writing for the character or whether it was Margot Robbie as Jane. Don't get me wrong, she didn't do no bad acting job or anything, but she wasn't great. And last but not least, The Legend of Tarzan does not have a very interesting story. Oh no, Tarzan's girlfriend gets kidnapped. Sorry, Deadpool already did that, and 7,000 other films over the past decade. There are only few films that I could get immersed into their world, and you feel like you're in that world, and you care for the characters, you believe in the characters. This film, the story didn't grab me, it didn't get my attention. Overall, I'm going to give The Legend of Tarzan a 5 out of 10. Yes, there's a few entertaining scenes. Alexander Skarsgård's pretty cool. Samuel L. Jackson's funny. But yet, problems with the villains. Very slow and boring. So is this a film worth watching in theaters? I would say no. Wait for rental, definitely. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You can comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about The Legend of Tarzan. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like, share with your friends, and you want to see more movie reviews from the channel, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye-bye.